All right, let's just get right into the build. You can see here I'm doing the first layer. These are just butt joints, treated 2x6s, and this is a Cedar Tone 2x6, so it makes it a little bit more brown. Got some deck screws, and I'm using liquid nails. This planter is going to be 4 foot by 4 foot, so I'm cutting two of the sides 48 inches and the other side's 45 inches and butting them together. And for the corners, I'm using this 4x4, and I use my table saw to hog out the center to make this nice uniform center or corner. And then each side of the corner is 1 inch thick. So here's the other layer. I am not gluing these together. I'm just setting them on top of each other so they can dry, so the liquid nails can dry and they'll all kind of line up. And here I'm showing one side's 48 inches, one side's 45 inches, which will give the 4x4 shape. And here's the third row. You can see I'm kind of staggering each side, and that's how I will build it as well. And you can see on the ends, I think I'll show, oh, maybe not yet. Here's the corner in place, which will hide all that end grain and those 3 screws. And I will also use liquid nails and screw that on as well. Sorry, don't know what I'm pointing at. I'm doing the audio later. And here's some cedar planters that I've been making. I started making these for myself. I made the mistake of putting them on Marketplace, and they've been selling like crazy. Here I'm digging a little trench, and I've framed it out with some cedar fence pickets, kind of like you'd form up concrete. So I got those fence pickets nice and level. And I'm going to fill that trench with gravel. And I do that because I don't want those treated deck boards or those treated boards sitting on dirt. I figure the drainage will make the wood last longer. So I went and got some gravel, and I picked some really nice white gravel from a local place and filled that up, got it nice and level, compacted it in, and you can see I'm starting to put the layers of the planter box on. And I'm not gluing the layers together. I probably should have, but I didn't. Here I started putting, I got all the corners on here, and they are held together with liquid nails, and then I screwed them in from the inside at each level. That way there's no screws sticking out the front. To join, or to make sure this is nice and strong, I'm sure right here I'm showing that the top trim board will go across that way, and that way it'll lock both sides in. I hope that makes sense. I put some plastic, some really thick, like 10 mil plastic on the inside because I didn't want the dirt touching the treated wood. And also, it should make those boards last longer because the wet soil's not touching it. Here you can see how I put those boards across that way specifically to kind of lock the two sides in. And there you go. That's pretty much it. I just have to... Oh, here's a video of my wife's peonies that she won't let me remove. They're actually kind of nice, but I hate mowing around them. The only thing left to do is to fill it up with some dirt and plant some vegetables. I'll also add dirt around so that those cedar fence pickets aren't sticking out of the ground. So I'll kind of level out the ground all around it so that's hidden, and then I'll plant grass around it, and it should look really nice. That contrast between the grass, the white gravel, and the cedar tone wood boards should look really good.